Thanks to all the subscribers. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, and we really appreciate it. With that out of the way, let's get into it. A Hawaii prison gang formed out of a need for inmate protection evolved into a violent organization whose members are kings of their castle. A federal prosecutor told a jury at the start of a racketeering trial for a former prison guard and an inmate. The USO Family formed in the 1990s when Hawaii started sending its inmates to mainland prisons because of overcrowding and budget constraints. At prisons in states such as Texas, Oklahoma, and Mississippi, they found themselves alone and subject to attack and extortion. That led to the start of a small group of Samoans using USO, the Samoan word for brother, which grew into a big multi-state organization that included any Hawaii inmate regardless of their ethnicity. They went from victims to victimizers. Former Halawa Correctional Facility guard Fezo Malufau is accused of taking bribes to smuggle drugs into the Oahu prison. Tine Malo Atkins is accused of leading a brutal gang assault on a fellow Halawa inmate. USO Family started with about a dozen members and has grown to at least 1,000. Recruits are referred to as 21s, signifying the letter U being the 21st letter of the alphabet, and membership contracts written in blood. Blood in, blood out, I'm coming in, and I'm giving you my blood, and the only way out is to bleed. February 17, 2013, Adkins, along with other USO Family prison gang inmates, beat and assaulted another inmate, resulting in the victim suffering traumatic brain injury and multiple facial fractures and lacerations. At the time, Adkins was the shot caller for the USO Family prison gang, which ordered the attack on the inmate at the Halawa Correctional Facility in order to further their power and influence within the facility. William Woods testified for the government at the trial of Tinamalo Adkins. Woods says Adkins recruited him into the USO Family. He accused Fezo Malufau, a former guard, of taking bribes to smuggle drugs and cigarettes for the gang. Malufau worked at the Halawa Correctional Facility, a state prison in Oahu. Woods, who completed his sentence, said he joined the USO Family in 2000 while in an Arizona prison. Adkins and Malufau were among 18 men indicted on racketeering-related charges. New members must take an oath and read the rules, he said. They include never turning your back on an USO, which means brother in Samoan, never messing around with a member's baby, mama, wife, girlfriend, and no ratting. The USO Family participated in riots and dealt and used drugs in prison, Woods said. He said he eventually left the gang because of too much drama and things getting out of hand. Other guys talking about killing people and things like that. Woods said the USO Family put a hit on him, requiring him to be moved from Halawa to the Honolulu Federal Detention Center for his protection. During cross-examination, Malufau's attorney, Barry Edwards, said Woods was testifying as part of the gang's attempt to frame Malufau. Woods denied that, saying he expects nothing from the gang and nothing from the government. Others testifying at the trial are inmates, hoping to get shorter sentences. In exchange for their testimony, not a single credible witness will come before you to tell you my client was involved in this assault. The people who did participate have pleaded guilty, said his defense attorney, Marcus Sierra. The younger sister of another inmate who pleaded guilty to his gang involvement testified that she delivered money and cigarettes to a man she knew only as uncle, as a favor to her brother. Malufau has been described in court documents as being known as Uncle. Chantel Jones said her brother, O'Farrell Jones, was always in and out of jail. While incarcerated, he would call her and ask me to meet up with people to get money or to give them money. She testified. Jones said she didn't know if her brother was a USO Family member, but she said another man who also has pleaded guilty in the case gave her instructions on how to file her brother's tax returns. Prosecutors say the gang committed tax fraud to fund their drug trafficking operation, receiving refunds they weren't entitled to by making false claims for earned income tax credit. Adkins was among a group of co-defendants in the case who waged a 4-day hunger strike earlier this year to protest conditions at the Honolulu Federal Detention Center, provoked by discovering maggots in their cereal. A facility spokesman said At the time, allegations of insects in food were unfounded. Adkins's complaints included being denied medical attention for an eye cyst and access to an imam so he can practice his Muslim faith. Tine Malo Adkins was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Leslie E. Kobayashi to 210 months, or 17 and a half years imprisonment on November 10th. On October 10th, 2014, following a multiple-week trial, a jury found Atkins guilty of the crime of violent crimes in aid of racketeering activity, or VICAR. Tine Malo Atkins is currently at FCI Manchester, a medium-security federal correctional institution with an adjacent minimum security satellite camp. His release date is January 7th, 2029. Former corrections officer Feso Malufao, age 55, was sentenced by U.S. District Judge Leslie E. Kobayashi to 97 months imprisonment on charges that he conspired with the USO Family prison gang to obtain and smuggle methamphetamine and other contraband into Halawa Correctional Facility. A federal jury found Malufao guilty of racketeering on October 10, 2014. Following a 9-day jury trial, Feso Malufao was released from prison on July 24, 2020. Although there are convictions in this matter, I must stress that an indictment is not evidence of guilt. Charges are only allegations, and each defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Blessings.